Good morning, friends. We're just heading out this morning. Welcome to that 1870s homestead. We are going to be doing our first harvest, real true harvest. I've harvested chives already this year, but we have rhubarb ready. Lots of herbs, thyme and oregano, lemon balm. And then I'm gonna go around and do some other random harvesting today with you guys for some tea making. And I told you guys that would be on the agenda this year to show you some of that, but I need to get scissors. I don't know if the garage is open yet. Yep. So come on in here and we'll grab some scissors. And what else was I thinking? Oh, and I need a basket. So I will see you guys back outside after I find where Todd hides the scissors. Okay, I found them. Just some good old half broken. You can see that these are broken. I actually lost these one time doing harvesting and found them several years later buried. But let's take a look at our green stalks. Yay! The peas are all coming up so good. And the lettuces. This needs to be turned. This thing is so heavy when it's wet. Turn. Okay. Yeah, aren't they looking great? Yes. And then you can see the lettuces coming up all down. And then we'll give this one a turn, which is the kitchen garden. Doing good. Nice. Everything's looking good. I can probably even harvest some of this basil and then give that basil a chance to just focus on setting roots and not producing leaves right now. Nothing else new up in here yet. Nope. No carrots sprouted yet. It's only been, 3 days? And they usually take anywhere from 7 to 14 days to germinate. So we're gonna go grab a basket and get to harvesting. I'm excited. And then I'll show you guys a peek at the garden. What I've been doing is basically just managing the weeds. And it needs some weed management again, but I don't really feel like doing that today. Hi! The grandson's getting wheelbarrow rides around the property. It's his new favorite thing. All right, so we're heading up to the garden flower beds, which are doing great. And I have to show you guys these sweet garden stones that all the kids, this is my grandson Cooper, and they made me garden stones for Mother's Day, and I have them all throughout the flower beds. So first things first, let me set you guys down. All right, so all in here, I've got tons of oregano growing that needs to be harvested. And then I'll just take this in, and this year I think I'm gonna do, since I have more time, actually freeze dry my herbs. Here's my other grandsons, Landon's. Can you see his? So stinking cute. I love it. Random dandelion weeds growing in, but here's another second section. I have tons of thyme back there that we'll start snipping on. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me because I am talking from behind the camera. But this rose, excuse me, never did well in here. So I'm gonna trim back all of his dead. I did fertilize them good this spring. So I'm hoping he comes back, but it's the rabbits. The rabbits get in here and eat all around its base during the winter, and I think that that's doing some pretty significant damage. There's some pretty flowers. It almost looks like carrots coming up in there. That's odd. Lots of creeping thyme in here. Just tons and tons of creeping thyme in here. I did buy some lavenders that I'm going to plant in here. My strawberries from in the garden right there are now creeping in, which I'm fine. There's plenty of space to still fill. So I'm letting those creep. And what else do we have? Oh, lots of yarrow. The yarrow's spreading really well. What else do we have? Oh yeah, look at this yarrow plot. It's really spread really well. Good yarrow. The black-eyed Susan is definitely spreading really well. I could actually probably come in and harvest these little pups and transplant them. All my garden stones. Excited. More thyme. This pretty one. I think it's marshmallow. I'm not sure. I don't remember what all I planted. It's coming back really good. More thyme. I don't remember what this one is. Is it daisies? I'm not sure. That's coming back. And then our horseradish plant is doing phenomenal. This is the first year I've seen it flower since we planted him. So, and the horseradish flowers smell lovely. I thought it would smell spicy like the root itself, but it doesn't. But we're gonna go in because in the garden is where the rhubarb is, and while we're in there, we're actually gonna be harvesting a lot of the strawberry leaves for tea. And I used that when I made, when my first grandson was born, I had strawberry leaves and raspberry leaves for the lactation tea that I made my daughter-in-law. And it's really good for lactation, just female things, I think. Lactation and I think like uterine help. So we are making that for future, or harvesting it for future lactation teas. I didn't have enough to make it for my current grandson's mom, but it's good to harvest the young plants. So we're just gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm taking one leaf off of each, 3 leaves, so I don't hurt the plant at all. We'll just work our way down this strawberry bed. And it's looking like we're gonna have a great crop of strawberries this year. I transplanted a lot of these strawberries from, I used to grow them in a raised bed in my garden, and I moved them back here to the fence row, and they've done a fantastic job just filling in this space. I am, also, one note for new gardeners, harvest in the morning is always best. When the plants aren't stressed, when there's the most water in the vegetables or in the leaves or in the fruits that you're harvesting. I was sharing that my daughter-in-law that once the rhubarb was over last night, I was like, oh, it's just the wrong time of day to harvest it. And she thought that was interesting. I was like, yeah, it was something as water containing as rhubarb stalks. Definitely consider harvesting that in the morning. Okay, I've made it to my rhubarb. That is just that section of strawberries. I still have the whole back section to do, but a huge harvest. So we're gonna pick some of our rhubarb now for my daughter-in-law. Nice rhubarb stalks. I'm actually gonna just go ahead and chop the tops off, and these leaves are toxic, but excellent weed barrier for your garden. So just cover it up a couple layers deep of leaves. That makes just the best weed barrier. Then we'll take these in, give them a good wash. And my daughter-in-law makes the best rhubarb crumble bars. So that is what I'm sure these first rhubarbs will go to. Hi, I see you. So when you're first harvesting rhubarb, or first planted it, if you just planted it this year or last year, you wouldn't want to harvest it till probably, I think I waited till the 3rd year to harvest from it. And then only ever harvest a 1/3 of the plant at a time so you don't hurt it. I'm harvesting too, I don't think I said, the outer stems of the plant, and that you'll notice when you get down in here as you're growing it, it makes kind of like new pups, new plants, where the crowns kind of grow off of each other. So that's what I'm looking for, is the outer stems of the individual plants in here. And harvesting those. And then rhubarb is something like this too, where I can probably get 3 good harvests off this rhubarb this year. So we will let these continue to grow. There's lots of new baby leaves in there. And that's a nice first harvest of rhubarb. Okay, I still have this one to go. Okay, so I'm just gonna walk around now and show you guys how I'm using the rhubarb as weed barrier. So here's an example of dock growing right here. And dock is persistent, so I'll put probably like 3 leaves on it. That's what I do. The dandelions come out easy for me. This creeping Charlie, I'm not worrying about it. I can pull that out easy enough. And we are thinking that we're gonna come in here with a flame weeder. So I'm gonna head to the back bed. There's just a few like little random sections that will put some of these leaves. Oh, I think I found a worm. You want a worm if I find him? Yep, I found him. 1, 2, mommy, daddy, and baby. Ready? Want them? Good job. All right, well that was a really great first garden harvest of rhubarb and strawberry leaves. This basket's already full and I have lots more to get with the lemon balm, raspberry leaves. Whew, you guys can't even see me, sorry. And mint. So let's go finish that. Oh man. And I didn't even bother harvesting more thyme today. I could. We have more thyme than I know what to do with. So we're walking up to the, I need to fix you guys, hold on. Okay. You guys are walking with me in my basket. We're walking up next to the chicken coop. Oh no, on our way, I guess, is in front of the garden shed. I have tons of mint. So while we're here, plenty of mint to be harvested. Similarly, mint, don't worry about harvesting to your heart's content. It is pervasive. That's why I put it here. It had its own dedicated spot, nowhere near my vegetable garden, and we'll just forever have all the mint we want. And I do have some creeping Charlie also trying to work its way into this bed. It's just our most common weed here. You know, looks like Landon tried to pick some from my allium bulbs, or something did. Aren't those beautiful? I love them. We will bring those in and make a bouquet with. Something got in there. Oh, you know what? I bet it was the guys last night. They were playing disc golf. And I bet one of them got a wayward disc in the garden bed. It took it out. All right, I think that's the majority of the mint I'll harvest for today. Now we're heading up to the kind of the side of the house behind the chicken coop, and that's where I have a lot of wild raspberry growing and the lemon balm. So I used up every ounce of my lemon balm and every ounce of my harvested mint, down to the spare pickings on my oregano. So the thing about herbs is you want to harvest and harvest and harvest while the plants are young and mature, and let them come back a couple times so you can harvest again. And this is the first year my lemon balm has truly spread. So I have this cluster, I have a cluster right behind you guys, and it spread all the way underneath that yew plant. So, and my daughter's-in-law's been here and harvested one whole section from right there. So lots of harvest. So here's wild raspberry right here growing. I'm just going to, I don't want this here, so I'm just taking all of its leaves. So I'm gonna have to start putting herbs separated, because the lemon balm, the mint, and the raspberry all looks quite familiar. So here we are. The chickens are just right there. We have a goji berry planted here that I don't even harvest, just the chickens work at it through the fence. And alrighty, the lemon balm is pretty well harvested for what can be right now. And these are our ferns that we transplanted from the cabin, and they are doing great. This is their third year with us. All right, I know that rhubarb's in your way, but I'm going to just set you guys up precariously while I walk around harvesting raspberry leaves. So the first section is still yet in this little spot. This is you guys see me? A little bit. So right below me by this tree is a whole nother raspberry that I don't want. So I'm just picking all of its leaves. The raspberry just grows like a weed here. It's all over. So tuck that in back there. And then I'm gonna head over to this section, and there's just raspberry here and there everywhere. Okay, I got a big old pocket full of raspberry leaves. And that wasn't even a chance at touching what's on the property. So plenty to get a nice little batch of tea made. With that, with all the strawberry leaves we harvested. And the blackberry leaves would work the same way. Hi, I see you. Okay, I saw one more thing though that's back in here that we can harvest. I'm not gonna take a lot because I do love my honeysuckle. But unfortunately these are wild. But since they're wild, let's take them. And meaning they are not native. So this is a honeysuckle bush right here. Look at this basket of goodies we've got going on. Huge, but the honeysuckle is just coming in bloom. So we're gonna pick those flower buds and put those in some of our tea. That'll be good. So little honeysuckle buds. Smells so good. I won't take them all because I do like the fragrance when I walk through here. Such a cool morning, perfect time to do this. You guys aren't even seeing what I'm doing, are you? I have quite a few of these in here. There's another one up here. Yeah, this one's loaded. Much, much bigger tree. So I'm standing in front of it right now. Much, much bigger. So I won't feel as bad taking these. I shouldn't feel bad anyway, because honestly, these are pesky plants. They're non-native, but I sure love them. And then when I get in the house, I'm going to research if I can actually use these honeysuckle leaves. If I can, bonus. All right, that is the sum of our first harvest together here on the farm. So what did we grab first? We grabbed oregano, some thyme. We went into the garden. We got strawberry leaves, the rhubarb. We used the rhubarb leaves for weed barrier. Came out, grabbed our lemon balm, our mint, our raspberry leaves, and the honeysuckle. So that's going to be fun. I say this often, and I'm sorry if I don't always follow through what I hope to accomplish, but I will at least share the freeze drying of the herbs and potentially making some tea blends is always what I want to do. And then life just gets busy and I end up sitting there with random jars of harvested herbs till I need them, and then I put them together usually at a last minute need for like a gift or something like that. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for coming with me out here today. It's been a beautiful day with you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. They don't really smell that much. No, they awfully are pretty though. Bonus, if you stay till the end, we have lots of violets right now. So we'll take the violets and do those as well.